I made my first internet date, we talked for 6 months and everything was going great, but I just didn't expect that I would go through so much humiliation. She says, "Hi, how are you?" He replied, "Okay, you and you?" "I thought you weren't coming, you took a while," and she says, "Then I was a little late that I had to solve some things, but I said I would come and of course I would come," and he says, "Wow, I get all upset when I go out, so, have you ever dated someone from the internet?" And I'm honest, it's the second time you've gone out with someone from the internet and the first time I had a really good experience, and have you ever met someone from the internet? She replied, "It's the first time I've gone out with someone on the internet and actually I'm a little scared, you know, but you've always been so kind and we've already talked for about 6 months," and he says, "True, I'll tell you it's longer than I've ever dated and so feel privileged." He asked, "I wanted to eat something and I haven't had lunch yet, and have you already had lunch?" She replied, "Actually I'm not very hungry, I didn't want to eat no," and he says, "Well if you didn't have lunch, why aren't you hungry? Let's eat yes. And I've been here to this place and they have a wonderful skewer, I even went ahead and got the menu so we could have a look and it's not expensive, and do you eat meat and chicken? Do you eat everything?" She says, "Let me have a look, and I love meat and really hungry, I don't have much, but are you going to eat?" He says, "Yes, I'm going to eat and there's a portion here and it's not expensive, so we get a Coke, what do you think?" She replied, "Maybe then, since you insist," and he says, "Let's order with me?" She says, "You can go there, I'll stay right here," and he asked, "How are you going to do it? Will it go on the card? Or will it be money?" She thought, "No, that's not possible, I'm going to pretend I'm not listening to this, and he can't be serious," and he says, Tamara, you're distracted there, are you going to use the card or is it going to be cash?" She says, "Are you not going to pay? I didn't listen, but I told you that I didn't want to eat it, but you insisted and I thought you would pay." He says, "I pay? Not each one pays his own, we've been talking for 6 months, and you already know how I am, and so we have to share, and there's no such thing as men having to pay. We're already in the 21st century, and this business of men paying and being the owner the woman so he has to pay for her, it doesn't exist, and you are woman enough to pay for your own things, and so we have to share." And she said, "Wow, how rude, I've been talking to you for 6 months, but this side of you, I didn't realize it, and unfortunately, I didn't realize it before I came to meet you," he replied. "No, Tamara, you don't understand me. I'm not being rude, actually this is a woman's right. Women ask for so many rights, ask for so many things, and why does the man have to pay for the woman's things? The woman is high enough, and I know you work, I know you pay for your own house, and now I have to pay for your food. No negative, each one divides their own, this one and this one is right for you as well as for me, because if it's not like that, we'd better eat nothing." And she says, "Then I can't believe I wasted my gas to come here to find myself with you, and hearing this, honestly, you let me down 6 months, and I couldn't see it in you, and I'm leaving, you don't look for me anymore." And he says, Tamara, calm down, you don't have to be nervous about it, if the problem is paying, I pay no problem. And stay calm." And she says, "Do you think I really need alms from you? I wanted a real man, and forget me, please." He says, "If she wants to leave, go. I'm not going to pretend to be a woman, and it's true that she's the hottest, I'm going to go talk to her." Tamara says, "I can't believe I left the house to go through this," and he yells, Tamara, wait a bit," and she says, "You're kidding, what did you come after me to do?" And he says, "Sorry," and she says, "Do you realize that I left the house and wasted fuel?" And he says, "I was very rude, I shouldn't have acted like that, and I try to express my opinion a lot about it, and I think that the man does not have to pay for things for the woman." Tamara replied, "I understand, and then you humiliate me, you talk to me for 6 months on the internet, and when I decide to leave, you come and ruin everything." And he says, "No, you are not understanding my point of view, and my point of view is that a woman has to be independent to pay for her things." And Tamara replied, "And I am, and if I wanted to, I would buy 10 more portions of that, But the difference is that you have to be polite and be careful when speaking. You had to be so rude that way? I didn't need it, and he says, I wasn't rude, but I can see that you're not going to change. I realized what kind of person you are. Do you think we have to pay you just because you're cute? And she says, you already have 6 months, cute, when I talk to you. And then the day I decided to give you a chance you come and tell me this, and he says, give me a chance? I already know what you wanted. It was someone to bank on you, already asking for my time, and I won't waste any more. And she says, get out of my face. Who do you think is right? Comment there in the comments.